Hey, it's Matt from Old Yankee. I'm up at Millworks today, and let's talk about getting your spring to fit in your cross member. So when you get your Old Yankee 88 spring, the top plate here will have a bevel on it, except that a couple went out without getting beveled. That's my fault. I forgot to do it. So if you do have one of these, you're going to want to put a bevel on it. If you have one with a bevel, you may need to add a little bit to that as well by using a flap disc to just take it down a little bit more. What you want is a really tight fit in the cross member here. It's going to be a little bit of a fight, but you want to make sure that that spring is completely sitting in the cross member. Now this spring isn't under tension because it's not connected to any spring perches, so obviously it's not sucked up as much as it should be on the sides here, but in the center, that's what we want. Nice and tucked up in that cross member. On the top, you want to see that bolt head coming right through the square cutout in your cross member. Also make sure you should be checking your cross member and making sure there's no cracks or anything like that, no stress or anything like that, because you are going to be putting a lot of pressure on this thing. But it is a tight fit, and it may take a little bit of work, and it's going to take the weight of your car to get that to get down and sit in there. You don't want it to be swinging around in there. It needs to be a tight fit, but it does need to get sucked up in there all the way. Also, when you are installing your spring, you're going to be taking your spring apart, putting in the main leaf onto your rear first, and then building it basically on the rear. So one thing you're going to want to do is most definitely replace your spring bolt. We sell these on the website. They're inexpensive. They're super long, which makes putting these springs back together much easier. These main bolts, usually out of the factory, are pretty beat up. You're not going to want to use it again. So you can pick these up right on the website. Additionally, your spring needs to have these little spring clips. These are also on the website. They go right here. You can see what this little hole is. It matches up here. Now, if you take a bunch of leaves out, 2 to 3, you will need to cut this down a little bit and probably re-drill this hole. But if you're using a stock all 9 leaves, it fits right on there, and it just keeps the spring from moving side to side. You really want to put those on. It was a factory add-on from Ford on all their springs, front and back. And just because this is an aftermarket spring, it's still a transverse spring. It's no different. So you can get these on the website as well. And we highly recommend doing this.